Hey gang, my good buddies over at Rev sent me some amps to check out, and the first one up is the REVV Dynamis 40. That's the D40. It is a 2-channel amp, 40 watts. It has all of that extra cool stuff that makes Rev amps like super dope. Like, it has built-in load box and TwoNotes. It's like having an entire Captor X put inside of your amp. So I could unplug this and just run direct. For the opening, I wanted to run through my cabinet because it is like a full-fledged amp, and I wanted to get a real feel for that. It is a beautifully voiced amp and highly articulate. Well, what does articulate mean? Well, in terms of this amp, to me, it means that when you pick hard, you get a louder, gainier, bigger note, and when you pick quietly, you get a quieter note with less gain. And the same goes for both channels. If you also are a player that likes to go from soft to like digging in and get all of those little articulations, the Dynamis D40 will absolutely deliver that. All right, so what are we looking at here? I'm gonna show you through my cab, and then I'll jump over to the TwoNotes, which sounds great. And the presets that they made for this sound awesome. I don't even think I would go in and change anything at all. So, love this. There's these push button lights for channel 1 and channel 2. Phenomenal. The bright switch is independent per channel, as is the boost and reverb, and then you could store that. For the foot switch, you could store your channel with a different IR from the dynamic IRs out of the TwoNotes section. But if we go across here, the top channel is your channel 1, the cleaner channel. I was given this tip, maybe just leave boost on all the time. And think of it as if you needed to go anti-boost, you could turn it off. Because it sounds great when you have the boost on all the time, and then you can still adjust your gain, you know, to cleaner sounds if you want. The treble, bass, and middle. Very nice voicings here. It never gets where you're like, never turn that knob past X, Y, or Z. All of the knobs work great together, and it always sounds cool. Channel 2 is not mega high gain. I don't hear this as a metal amp. Maybe you can pull that off. I would love to hear that. Now I'm plugged in direct out of the amp. There is no speaker connected, you know, super cool. We have our virtual cab selector right here on the front, on the back of the amp, along with all of the other things you would expect to have on a state-of-the-art Rev amp. There's also a reverb length and a reverb wetness control. So you know, you'll turn it off on the front panel, but the controls are on the back, along with MIDI, lighting control, USB ports, your output jack. I mean, everything's on there. So So let's go less depth. I forgot to mention that. There's depth and presence, but we'll go less depth. Let's see if we get a little more crack. Over here is an independent level control for your TwoNotes output. I had the voice of Sean Tubbs hop in my head and say everything is a tone control. And it's very true on this amp. If you look at where the channel volumes are set, I have them set loud. They sound big and full that way, the biggest and fullest you could get. If you need to lean it up, pull those back, and you will see everything is a tone knob. Really lovely, touch sensitive, fat notes. Let's check out some of the other cabs we got in here. Oh, we got reverb. Let's double up the reverb. That's a dynamic thing, light touch, still a beautiful note. It's coming down with you, and if you hit it hard, it's gonna go up with you. Back to channel 1. Six selections, headphones on the front, which is kind of nice because you don't have to have this plugged in. So you can bring it with you on the sofa and sit with some cool cans on and rock out and be the coolest guy on the block. Let's run through a couple more tones on channel 1. Man, that is some big clean tones. That was an awful ending. If I had to sum up the Dynamis 40 in a word, it would be big. It's like if you took a Super Reverb and a JTM 45 and smashed them into a high-tech 2-channel all-tube head. It sounds awesome, super articulate. It's like that Dumble articulation kind of thing. And it's awesome looking. My wife came in and was like, that's nice looking. That never happens. Also, on the downside is she noticed it was a new amp in the house, so can't hide this one. Really beautiful, though. Thanks to Rev for letting me check it out. It's a blast. This thing is killer. Rev Dynamis 40, the D40.